related illnesses: hypothermia and hyperthermia,
Oh, very good. Yes, yes.
freezing to death, or heat stroke.
And most viruses are all really, if we speak about it, most viruses are what we perceive to be viruses or diseases or cycle or product byproducts of your psychological disease of not being able to alchemically deal with some of the trauma-based programming that you're not acknowledging. And also parasites. There are parasites in everything. Parasites are most likely the number one cause of every single issue virally that's going on, including mold and spores that are in a lot of things with the amped up radiation, which we talk about Fukushima and also Chernobyl, and talk about the black mold that was eating the radiation. And I always tell people radiation and mold are like best friends and they're symbiotic. So when you have sugar, which is their number one source of food source, and they put sugar in toothpaste, lotions. They tell you to they put sugar in a very anything that doesn't even require it. That you're giving the food source to the parasites, the molds, and then you have amped up fiber optics all over the planet that was instituted during 2020 when they asked us to stay in our houses. And then you wonder why people are getting like these super duper enhanced ga 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 showing up and taking them out in 2.5 seconds.
Well, it's not the sugar.
Oh,
It's the bleaching agent in the sugar
oh
that's
yes.
toxic.
Yes, yes.
Like 80% of your glucose consumption is used for neural functioning.
Mm, you do need it. Yes.
So, but the problem is the bleaching agents that they use. Remember, when we used to cook confectionaries, we used to use syrups that come from trees,
Yes.
sugar cane, sugar
Tap the tree.
beets,
Yeah.
right?
Dates.
Or or we use a brown sugar,
Always. Always. Yeah.
right? And the reason being is we didn't bleach it. Natural sugar is tan,
It is.
but they don't want you eating natural sugar because it
No.
doesn't have a bleaching agent in it.
And if people, and that's why white is always denoted to be, it's projected as being clean and cleansed. So people psychologically think if it's not white, it's not right.
Hmm.
Right.
And then you got the flour. And
Mhm.
flour not bad, but the bleaching agent they use to bleach the flour, so
And the
it's not a off.
hybridization. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's not an
hybridization.
off white yellow color
Yep.
with the natural color of flour.
Yes.
White flour is not natural;
No. And
it's
and
bleached.
But
But
when you mill when you mill the actual grain, it's really fine, beautiful tan, a little darkish. It's beautiful and the texture is really nice. But they don't teach people that. And also the hybridized wheat that's been geoengineered by our handy dandy governmental agents of bioweaponry, they created the most hostile wheat, which, back in the days no one had gluten issues. We ate Wonder Bread, for God's sake. Wonder Bread was the best peanut butter and jelly sandwiches you could ever have was on
oh
some
yeah,
Wonder
I
Bread. Remember
remember.
that? Woo, boy,
I
I could
remember.
smell it. You know what I mean?
Remember, we want some Wonder Bread. I remember.
Oh my God, it was soft. It was. Did you ever get sick from it? My mother never got sick from it. Nobody got sick from Wonder Bread. It was like, and we wrote in fifth grade. Our teachers had us write to the companies, and we had to write the ingredients and say how wonderful we liked each of the, kind of. I wrote for Wonder. I wrote to run Wonder Bread and some other bread company, and there was only like four ingredients. Okay, flour, maybe yeast,
Eggs, yeast.
yeah, something. It was four ingredients. I can remember it because I wrote to them, and then they send us coupons. So my dad used it was so cute. They sent us coupons for the appreciation. I loved the school back in the days. I mean, it was so simple, but it made you feel like you had a stake in things and that they heard you. But
That's why they changed it.
they did. They did. And the little boys, when you go in the grocery store, I tell mommy, it's like I go through when I have my little girls, like you read the ingredients. Soy lecithin is in every single cracker, all these donuts and cookies, and I see beautiful mommies walking out with their little boys with these crackers that are bioweapons to their testosterone, and the plastic bottles that are bombarding men with this estrogen mimicker that is making men either hyper feminine or causing testicular issues. It's a lot of
Hey, look,
things going on.
what's the number one weed that's the pariah to a green line?
The number one weed. To a green lung?
Lawn with your grass.
Oh, dandelions. You're talking about dandelions are beautiful. You mean dandelions?
That's medicine.
Yes, yes. It's good for you.
That's medicine.
Yeah.
Dandelion clean the liver.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, we used to make jelly out of the tops. We used to
Mm.
milk the stalk,
Mm-hmm.
and we
Mm-hmm.
used to eat dandelion greens.
That's right. All the time. Still in the South. My mother-in-law, that's what she used to make. Was
But
dandelion
now
greens.
they got us spraying this orca stuff on there because we think that they
Oh,
bad.
that's
They come,
oh, you mean yeah, on the
yeah, they come
lawns.
treat your grass and get rid of your dandelions for you because that's an
Listen,
eyesore to your green lawn.
I was living in Mount Vernon because I grew up in Mount Vernon, New York, and the Italian women would come straight off the boat from Italy and Sicily, and the first thing they would do is go on the lawns of everybody's lawn. What they picking? Dandelions, dandelions, just picking them. They thought it was like, oh my god, free. You know what I mean? Because to them it was such a big deal. But that lets you know, the mindset of the forgetting of the medicinal purposes of why things show up, even with the garden. When you garden, when something's going on with you, your garden will manifest the medicine that is to heal you. So you'll see all of a sudden like a whole patch of marigolds show up, and you're like, oh, interesting. Someone's going through something heart wise. They need little healing. So let's bring the marigolds in and like crush it or eat it. You know, even with teaching the little ones how to forage and look for the little things that they can eat. And everything in the garden that grows in and around you within 20 feet is your medicine.
No, this is something I seen when I was a little boy, and I didn't understand it until like I got up in age. My big mama, she used to love watermelon just like my mama, and they both
Mm,
used to do this one little thing they used to do. They suck on the seeds and put
the
them in the
DNA.
bowl,
That's right.
right? They suck on the seeds, put them in the bowl, and they used to grow the sweetest watermelons I ever tasted,
To
and I
their
could never
palate.
understand. I'm like, why did? Because I asked my mama, why y'all be sucking on them seeds?
Yeah,
She say so we can get ready to plant them.
that's right. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, she's sucking on a goddamn watermelon seed to plant.
That's that DNA, honey.
Yeah, so they suck on the seed and whatever they thinking about, they charge in the seed.
Mm,
Then
power.
they have to put up. They spit them in the bowl and they sit the bowl in the window to dry in the sun.
Mhm. It's embedded.
And then they go out when planting season come and plant watermelon.
Oh, I love it. They were clever women, conscious women. Even
But
with when we give birth, that's another thing. Like in our culture, we were taught that after our afterbirth, when we come home with our babies intact, because you don't cut off the umbilical cord because that blood has to resurge inside of the baby. And then when it naturally falls off, we were always taught to dig a hole 6 feet deep. And every medicinal seed that we had was held in a ceremony. And we would plant our birthing sac inside of the ground. And when those herbs grew, it would be the medicine for daddy, baby, and mommy, and the whole family. And it would have the genetic and kinetic information from the afterbirth in order to give the medicine to the baby and the mommy and the daddy.
well, if you go down to Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Alabama, Georgia, in the backwoods, and you try to cut certain trees down,
Yeah,
the people in that family gonna go ballistic,
that's right.
right? Because we used to plant seeds of trees where we bury the elderly,
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love
and
this.
we just like in the movie Avatar, how they go into the tree.
Ewa, yes.
Yeah, the boys, we be all up in the tree. Matter of fact, it's a picture around here my brother got. I'm gonna see if I can show it to
That's
you. Hold
Granny. That's Granny. Yeah, because that Granny up in the tree. That's Granny tree.
on. It's over there. Hold on, I'm gonna grab this
Yeah, go
picture and
get, go
show it
get
to
it. Oh my God, yes. Isn't that so true, y'all? It's so beautiful. So bury your family in a tree, a beautiful magnolia tree, and then you go and you smell your mom or your dad or grandma. Isn't it so beautiful? I mean, that's the way we're supposed to honor our loved ones. Oh my God.
you. The name of this picture is called Blackbirds.
Oh, I love it. What do
You
you?
see
Oh,
all those children in the trees?
yes, yes. Oh my God, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Oh my God, do you guys see this? That is beautiful. Wait, hold on. I want to spotlight you. How do I do this? Hold on, y'all. How do I spotlight you? Hold on, Rod. Stay right there. Just 1 minute. I want to spotlight you. Can I spotlight you? God darn it. You won't let me do it.
It was doing it automatically before I was talking. It's not doing it now. But look,
It's beautiful. Oh man. That reminds me of the Black Panther. Remember when he went into when he took the purple herb and he went into the ancestral realm and they were and the ancestors were in the trees? That's a
yeah,
reference. Remember, they used to hurt us, like on our island. I remember there were stories like when some of the Europeans came, in order to hurt us, they would go to some of our older trees and they would try to cut them down to hurt us personally.
they
To like, yeah.
they made lumberjacks into heroes so that we wouldn't protest them mass harvesting the trees,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? But we forget that, well, a lot of us are unaware. We used to be able to walk from the Louisiana border of Texas all the way to Florida without never leaving the treetops.
Oh, so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
You can get to the Florida Keys. You can leave the Florida Keys in the treetops and travel all the way up through the Appalachian Mountains into New York, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio. All of the trees is gone. I'm surprised we can even breathe over here.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. And they only plant now male trees. That's why we have all the weird pollen and allergies because they're supposed to pollinate the female trees and create fruits. So they don't want that. So now you have people just breathing in, all of the pollen from the one homogeneous group of trees. I mean, I think they're psychopaths, personally.
You know,
Yeah.
like I used to be wondering. I used to ask my mom, why they keep cutting down all the trees? Because my mom used to say, because they the devil.
I love your mama. That's right. Go
I
ahead.
didn't,
So
I
that's
didn't know what
right.
she was talking about. Mom,
She
why they
was
keep cutting
right.
down all the trees? Because they the devil.
That's right. She knew. She knew their names. That's what they were.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that? They're sentient too. You ever like, I remember I was really sad and I would go a little girl, like you just incent like in almost it's like inside of you to go and sit underneath the tree. It's like it's almost like the tree calls you, like, psst, come over here. Psst, come sit underneath us. Let's give you an energetic hug. And you would sit underneath the tree. I would always have like my little notebook and sit underneath the tree. I'd be sad about something trivial, and just sit underneath the tree. And I tell you, no, no, within maybe 5 minutes, whatever bothered me, it almost dissipated.
The
It's
tree
it's
is steady, stable energy.
Mhm.
The bigger the tree is, the older the tree is, the more stable the energy the tree can
Yes,
help you balance out your energies.
yes.
Look, I went to Florida, to
Mhm.
Tallahassee, and I had a communication with a tree that told me when I get back, touch the big tree by your house.
Because they could
Look,
talk into roots, yes.
I'm sitting there and I'm laughing at myself. I'm like, how the hell that tree know I got a tree by my house?
Because they know they got that
Right?
network.
So look, I get back home, I forget. I forget to go out and touch the tree.
Yeah,
Because that's how he told me he had to pass the information.
yeah.
Right? So about 5, 6, 7 days go by. And I'm laying in the bed. I just got down, I'm about halfway through a blunt. And I hear the tree say, hey, I do like this. I'm like, what the? He said, hey. So I say, I'm tripping. I must be getting high, getting a download. He said, it's not a download. This is the tree. You remember me from Florida?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. He's like, when are you gonna go touch the tree outside? It was
Oh,
look, it was the bright sunny day. So the tree is literally in the front, right next to the driveway.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out here and touch this damn tree. Cause I don't want this motherfucker coming back to me no more, getting on my
Harassing
nerves,
you in
right?
your sleep and your rest. Yeah.
Yeah, and they got an excellent sense of humor. So I go outside, I take off my shoes because he told me when I was down there I had on my flip flops. He said, is you can't communicate with the tree correctly with them shoes on.
Not with them rubber shoes. Nah.
So I take my shoes off. I had somebody standing there with me. Arisha Stone was standing there with me, and he was trying to get me to do libation to the tree. I said, "Tree don't want me to do libation." He got a message from me. So I took my shoes off. I stood on the tree root going into the ground. I put my hands on the tree, and he started telling me, "Man, I'm so glad you can hear me." He's like, "Man, you humans are some funny creatures." He said, "But you know what the funniest part is that you humans be having sex under us trees, and y'all think we don't know."
I know that's right.
Right. He said, so me and the tree have a whole fucking conversation. So I get back home, I touch the tree outside, right? Like literally, as soon as I took my shoes off, put my feet on the bottom of the trees, and I touched the tree with my hands, it sounded like I heard applause from a Dave Chappelle show. All of the trees in the neighborhood is laughing, right? All the trees is laughing, right? And I'm like, this is some weirdo stuff here, right? So the tree was like, thank you. I couldn't wait to get that joke out. And they had a tree joke. I don't know what the joke was, but it wasn't for me. It was just for the trees. So when I finally touched the tree and they all bust out laughing, I'm like, man, this is some weird. I was like, and I hadn't had no mushrooms. So I know I wasn't on the trip. And I was like, what the hell? So I go back in the house, I lay back down on the bed, and Tree come to me. He's like, "Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man." He said we had a whole lot of catching up to do, and there's not a whole lot of people that come from my area to your area to transfer the message that know what they're doing. I was like, this is some weird old stuff, but the tree literally told me what to do, and I thought it was just I was tripping.
No. Full communication.
That tree was dead serious.
Oh, that is so funny.
He was dead serious, and he had all kind of jokes. And then so we walking back from when I first touched the tree, and the girl, I was walking her to her car.
Yeah.
Right, and we was just chatting, right, and she was like, "How old do you think that tree is?" And the tree told me, she said, "He think he about 150 years old." I said, "I don't know how old he is." He said, "Years? We don't count our age in years. I got 136 rings. Tell her I got 136 rings. That's how old I am. I'm 136 rings." I was like, what the?
That's deep that you picked that up. Yes. You picked up even the way that they interpret time.
Look, I was laughing so hard.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. They're just, like I said, the trees have such a good, especially with us who are indigenous to certain places, all of us really they communicate with, but they have some really close relationships with some of us that are profound. I remember a tree because I'm talking smack online all the time, so I always got to evade the daggers, the energy coming towards me. And I had a Harry Potter tree. I love this tree, and I get so emotional because when I move, they kill my tree, but he was always alive. And the rest of because they embody when they are about to go, they know, and they kind of see their consciousness in the roots of the other trees. But he used to position, and people witness this, Rod, no lie. Harry Potter tree, eyes, mouth, everything. I used to be on lives with him. If somebody was driving past my house that was nefarious, don't you know I would wake up and the tree would be faced slightly outward, looking out down the road. And if someone came from another direction, the tree would posture itself a little bit other to see the other side. It was so magical. It was so profound. I was like, wow, what a powerful tree.
Yeah,
and
then it's very magical. The whole earth realm is magical.
Absolutely.
But the problem is we killed our inner child as adults to survive in this society that they don't communicate with certain energy frequencies.
Yeah.
Right? So nature itself is magical.
Yes.
Everything nature do, like if you just look at the designs of the veins in a leaf, that's magical stuff.
It is.
And then we have leaves we use in rituals. Like they think that an oak tree is just an oak tree, or a willow tree is just a willow tree. Them trees got purpose. And they know their purpose better than you know your purpose.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
They know our purpose better than we know our purpose.
Yeah, because they can communicate with an ancestor from in our DNA that used to talk to the trees.
That's right.
We used to make fun of people because we called them tree huggers,
It is what
you
it
know.
is.
But I didn't make fun of them. But I used to hear other people making fun of them. But I never made fun of them because one of the most comfortable things for me to do was climb to the top of the tree and sit there and eat my fruit.
That's right. Right.
Look, when I
So
was a little boy, everywhere I went, it was fruit trees. I can't find no fruit trees no more.
it's crazy. It's crazy. And they're they're finding people for in certain places in the United States, if you plant fruit trees, you're getting fines. They're saying that it's a hazard to the environment because when the fruit falls, it causes like what is it? Decay and as if nature has nothing falls and decays on the ground. Okay? And
That's
remember,
that's the original recycling process.
it is. But remember, even, I know this is a disgusting topic, but I think you can appreciate this remembrance. Remember when dogs used to go outside to go to the bathroom, they do number two, and the poop used to actually turn white. So you would see that, because I'm a gardener, so I'm always aware of the pH and the alchemical reactions of soil to things on top. But I remember noticing that there was no more dog poop that turned gray or white anymore, and I think that has to do with the imbalances of what's in the environment with the trees and the grass and how that interfaces with the chemicals of decomposition, how things decompose. They don't decompose the same way anymore.
You
I know
remember
it's a disgusting
if
topic,
you,
but I just noticed that.
in the 70s and before, if you had a dog, your dog ate everything.
Yep.
Your dog ate dead carcasses. Your dog ate fruits, vegetables, whatever you threw out there on that dog ate that.
Hmm.
These new dogs won't eat nothing.
Oh, that's true.
But
It's true.
what's the difference in the feeding schedule of
Ah,
the
interesting. Yeah,
domesticated dog?
you're right. You're right. The food is different. That's why the composition of their poop is different. The way, very good. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the reason why they poop would turn white is because the ground was absorbing the nutrients.
Oh, yes, and it's not doing it anymore because there's no
No,
nutrients
now
in
you
there.
have to go through the composting process from A to Z.
Hmm.
There's no shortcut for the earth to absorb the new food stuff that we giving the dogs.
That's right.
But look, if you go to a farm where they feed the dogs the scraps from cutting up their own foods and
Hmm.
butchering their own
Hmm.
cows,
Hmm.
those dogs' poop still turn white.
It probably does. You're right. You're right. You're right. I
But
haven't noticed.
these city dogs,
You
my
know.
father laughed at me because it was something my dog was allergic to. My father laughed at me and said, "These new dogs are some sissy dogs."
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's true. They eat differently. Like they're like the new hybrid, canines. You know what I mean? They're not even the same as they were before when we were years
You
ago.
you ever heard of Dr. Joel Wallach? Dead doctors tell no tales.
That sounds familiar, not the name.
Okay, Dr. Joel Wallach. He started off as a farmhand growing up,
Hmm.
and he became a veterinarian.
Hmm.
Then he went from being a livestock vet to a zoo vet.
Okay.
The difference in the pathology of the animals that died on the farm versus the animals that died in the zoo made him curious. So he go back to school and become an MD.
Hmm.
Then he become a coroner where he do autopsies, right? And he found that zoo animals and humans die from the same shit, but wild animals don't die from that,
Mm.
right? And he was explaining that normally wild animals die from they get too old and then another animal kill them, or um, over time they just lay down and die.
Yeah, they go somewhere and die, like farm
Yeah,
dogs do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he said that the dogs, the animals that he was doing the cropsies on in the as a veterinarian and as a zoo hand, this is how he first seen this anomaly, and he wanted to know if the same thing applied to people.
Mhm.
And most of it is raging malnutrition.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
everything from massive obesity to severe anorexia. All
Yes,
of it
same. It's
is,
the same. Yes.
yeah. And you know, they used to give the kids on the farm used to get horse vitamin.
Mm.
It
I
used to be
remember
big ass,
that. I worked at a Hearst farm. Yes. I
yeah.
remember that. Yes.
But they would never get sick.
It's true. Or parasites or anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing.
And
Yeah.
for the parasites, they used to give them castor oil in the spring, castor oil midsummer, castor
Turpentine.
oil in the fall.
Hmm. And
Yeah, and
also
turpentine.
white yellow sulfur. The southern people do that. The yellow
Yeah,
sulfur. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And so that's how they kept you from getting sick.
that's
That's
right.
called quackery in modern medicine.
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
But,
And
but, but
tobacco heals. You know, nicotine is the healer of all things. Even though nicotine is not addictive, but everything else in the cigarette and the cigar is. But they'll demonize nicotine, which is actually a requirement in our bodies.
it's a nootropic.
Absolutely. Nightshades all have nicotine, and that's why when you eat nightshades, you don't get as sick because those sit on your nicotine sites, disallowing other things that are viral to take over those placements.
You know, they discovered that the Jabberwocky, one of the things that caused it to not be active in the people was in the people that smoke because it was blocking the nicotine
Yo,
receptors in the
it
brain.
was crazy. Even during cucarachas, we can't
That's what
say
I'm
that.
talking about.
You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. But it's the nicotine, and I was like, my ex, because he's down with the cigarettes, right? And I was saying, don't do anything, don't, babe, don't, da 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 da. And next thing you know, he was like, he didn't get sick, nothing, nothing. But guess what? Because he always had the cigarettes every day, and they'd be like, oh, the smokers are dying. No, they weren't. Those are the motherfuckers that were actually not getting nothing. It was
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Yeah. And they were trying to
Yeah.
ban it too. They still trying to ban it. That's why I say if people don't like the cigarette or cigar, then you can also do there's an organic gum that's pure nicotine. But I actually like the southern people in Alabama and Mississippi with the old pipes. Like the grandmothers who used to sit on the porch. So gangsta. I love that look. Like those old movies. I know I'm such a nerd, right? I'm such a nerd. Like I watch those old 70s movies with like the southern movies and the woman's outside like on the rocking chair like this. Yeah, that motherfucker's gonna come home. And she
Madame
got the
Laveau.
huh?
Madame Laveau used to chain smoke cigars.
Yes, yes. I
And
love it.
use
And
them
you
in
see the
ceremony
pipe.
and ritual.
It was so cool. Yeah. I don't know, it's gangsta. Like I like to see the old movies with they have the pipe and she's got it on the side of her mouth and she's like rocking, just waiting. You know what I mean? And the shotgun be right on the side in case anybody want to pop off. You know what I mean? Nobody,
Just
you
don't
don't
let
think.
them kids in the front yard scream, Big Mama got on Big Papa shoes.
Yo, listen. It's so beautiful, right? Just the I don't know. I like I said, if I could time loop back into I'd be a '70s chick just sitting out in the country just chilling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
the
you
best
want to do some
times.
Q&A? My phone running low on
Oh
battery,
yeah, okay,
Tam.
okay. So let's yeah. Anyone? Okay, so let's get questions. If anyone has questions for Rod, let's do this. I know we could talk all night. I told you I'm a chatterbox. Anyone have questions for Rod? Also, I want to put your cash. Rod, can you send me your cash app again? Cash app for Rod, please. Rod, please. He is like so wonderful. It's like sitting with an old friend outside under the stars, talking about everything. You know what I mean? Please. And I'm great. I'm grateful he decides to come on because I'm a little out there. So I'm grateful he decides to come and talk to me. So I think please support Rod and everything that he says.
You
And
say you out there. Shit, you should hear the shit they be saying about me.
that's I think that's why we get along, though. You know what I mean? It's like when you think outside the box and you have conversations with people who are in alignment with certain awareness and certain ideologies. It's nice. It relaxes your angst. You know what I mean? Okay, let me get this, y'all. Let me put this in. Let me put it in, y'all. Hold on. So, any questions for Rod, please? Anyone? Questions, Monsieur, Mademoiselle, Madame? Hold on. Let me put your cash at it. Hold on, Rod. Let me do this real quick. Because we're gonna head on out. It is Friday night. Like if I have a life, but yeah, I can have a life if I wanted. uh, hold on. Um, sorry. Any questions, anyone? Please ask now or forever hold your peace. Rod has been on with us graciously. Hold on, y'all. All night long. Okay. Where can we expect all the great mothers to reveal itself to the public? That's a question for you, Rod.
Say that again.
When okay, hold on, let's question. It says, uh, hold on. When can we expect all the great mothers to reveal themselves?
They actually in the public site right now. Just you ain't looking for them.
Um, does he remember the connection between Orion and Sirius?
Yeah, it's the natives say the Great Father walks with the black dog. Osiris is the Orion constellation, and the black dog is the Canis constellation, Canis Major, right? And the connection is the systems. The ones from the Canis star system established Dogon in Africa, Hopi in America. The Osirians is the Temple of Isis, Temple of Osiris in Arizona, the setup of Kemet. That's all Osirian. The whole Orion constellation is literally on the ground in Egypt, but the original temples is over here. So the connection was in the spiritual information that was given to us through the elders that projected their consciousness from those places.
Thank you for that. Will the de facto government prosecute the destiny swappers?
That's going to be more in the realm of spirit because that's a conjure spell that's
Oh,
prohibited in the free will universe. And it's only a small percentage of them that's capable of carrying it out. It might be 10 living people on Earth.
what
But
should
they're
we
going to be dealt with.
what should we do? Thank you, Yvette. What should we do to continue elevating and increasing our frequency?
Learn everything you can about what's going on, pay attention, and each one teach one. But every time you learn something new, teach it to somebody. Every time you learn something new, teach it to somebody because that's getting you prepared. Right? No matter what it is. If you learn how to fill up water balloons for the first time, teach a baby how to fill up a water balloon. Whatever you learn, teach somebody else. Because that's going to also open you up to receive new information because you share it.
Yes. Question. What are your thoughts on the demonic acid affecting sea lions over the west side?
I haven't heard about it.
Me either. That's new. Um, how does the Titan race relate to humans? And I'm just gonna ask two more questions after that, and I'm gonna let Rod have his evening.
The Titans is the disincarnate form of the first spirits of the earth that's called the Ennead, the Ogdad. Those are just some of the names of the Titans. Look, the Titans is so big they can't fit inside the atmosphere of the earth. The earth in its atmosphere can be one of their chakras. indictments for people involved in
That's what I
spraying
heard.
chemtrails. Yep,
That's what I heard.
they announced that this week, as a matter of fact.
Yes. I think it's happening as we speak. I have many dreams when I am royalty and had white hair. The nation was also white hair. What race is that? Hmm.
So some of us, the white, well, it depends because you might be having memories from being on the off-world civilization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The Anunnaki also with Queen Empress Sheba, the notion of her, the quantity of her royalty and her blood denoted her hair being, she was born with pure white hair. And I also denoted that back in the days when the Europeans were mimicking a certain people, with the bondus, with the tool they used to wear with their bums look really bumped out. And also they would wear powder in their hair, and very coily hair upward, almost like a cone head. I think they were mimicking certain species that they were in contact with.
Well, the cone's hair, that's a beehive. The
Ooh,
beehive was a symbol
yes.
for a matriarch who was
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
yeah. So,
Yes.
but they do have like a lot of us over here. Our faces and our bodies didn't age,
Mhm.
so our hair turned white.
Yes. Yes. What's with Jackson, Mississippi oldest volcano? Last one. That's it.
Well, it's a historical site to us,
Mhm.
and we have reverence for the volcano. It's the symbol of the burst of the mother, outburst of the mother. You know, when she been being nice to you all day, you still
Yeah.
won't listen, and she finally screams, "Sit your ass down!" And that was the symbol for the eruption, and we use that as a descriptive analysis for the volcano. Big Mama yelling at us for something because we ain't
Shit.
listening.
All right, everybody. I want to thank Rod Hayes for coming on tonight, chatting it up on Friday night, hanging out with Flurroon and our people. You know what I'm saying? Off world, on world, in world, out world. Thank you, Rod, for coming on again. I think
Well, you
everyone
welcome.
truly appreciates you. Please give amazing love to Rod's Cash App, and hopefully he'll come back and talk to us again on something different and fun again. Thank you, Rod, so much. I always appreciate when you come on, keep teaching and so on. And Rod, can you tell us where people can reach you or watch some more of your videos? Anything that you could share?
Yep. Normally when I get to go live, I post it on Facebook if I'm gonna be on somebody's channel on my Rod Hayes page.
Mhm.
I'm still shadow banned on Instagram. That page is the Sick Eight. Yeah,
Why?
because they feel like it.
Come on now. People hating. Come on. Why you hating? Appreciate. You know what
Well,
I'm
I'm
saying?
revving up for June to start doing lives on TikTok.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay. I'm excited about
I was
that.
a guest on We Know the Truth Now. And
They
so
found the wait.
he was focused on 69 and 9/11, which is
Mm-hmm.
also two critical occult numbers, 9/11 being notorious for the WTC incident in New York on 9/11. And then the 69 means something is balanced, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something 69 is balance. It's a cancer,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you're looking at it as symmetry on two sides, the 6 and the 9. Is the perfect mirror of each other,
Mm-hmm.
right? As above, so below. 9 in the sky, 6 on the ground. Unless you
Mm-hmm.
flip it around. Being 6 in the sky is 9 on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we talk about balance. Remember, when I told you the first thing I looked up was Captain Kirk's birthday. You know what his birthday
Yep.
was? It was
Oh,
3/22.
3000. Yeah.
It was
Go ahead.
March the 22nd. The year was 2233. Right? Now, remember I said it's all you got to do is follow the numbers.
Okay.
They
Man, it's
they
crazy.
finally apprehend a suspect. He's 22 years old, and it took them exactly 33 hours to capture him. right?
Wow.
The year Captain Kirk was born,
Wow.
right? And now they have blatant, obvious inconsistencies in the story that's being told to show people the psyop involved in whatever it is taking place. The next thing is the flipping the deuces because Charlie Kirk was picked up by Air Force Two. That's the vice presidential airplane. And it's only Air Force Two with the vice president on there, right? Just like Air Force One is only Air Force One if the president on there. So they picked his body up on Air Force Two. The problem with that, or the curiosity, is in the history of presidential flights, only two of them had a body on it. Which takes us back to what my man said about JFK 1122 equals 33. 2233. Right? So the JFK left on Air Force One, and that's where they swung in LBJ to replace him and become president post assassination. Right? He got sworn in on Air Force One. It was only Air Force One because the body of the president was on there. But when LBJ was sworn in, now it's Air Force One because the vice president has become the president. It's a change in the power structure. So the entirety of the Charlie Kirk situation is telling us that we're about to see a sudden change in the power structure and to be prepared because the shift is imminent. Right? Then we go back to the schools. Now, recently, remember, they had bomb threats that shut down all of the HBCUs. Right? You see that in the news? Yeah. So they're telling
man, they cut me out bad, bro.
Yeah, I said they had muted again. They had shut down the HBCUs. They had shut down the HBCUs, right? Because they had a bomb threat, so they would shut all of them universities down, colleges and universities down for a couple of days. Right? They're telling you to get your children out of these schools, but they don't believe us, huh?
They don't believe us.
Remember, guess where Charlie Kirk was at? He was at a school.
Right. That was crazy. Utah, right?
Yeah.
They chopping that screen up, man. Well, like it seems like they. Man, it's crazy. Like, all right. So you want to play the next one?
Yeah. Go to corn.
All right, Rod. What you got on that, Rod? That first half, it was.
Remember, we was talking about that they had already stopped printing Federal Reserve notes in 2017.
Right.
Right. Now he's explaining exactly why we haven't switched over to asset-backed currency.
Right.
Ooh. Excuse me. So now we're starting to see it come into view, and we bring all these receipts out. So to try to keep as many people aware of what's actually moving in real time. Right? I've been telling everybody that the National Guard has to come in order to shift the power.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They already got 19 cities that the National Guard has to occupy to maintain the security of the people.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta remember, all these police not finna just give up their job like that.
That's right.
And they're heavily armed. in order to restore the balance back to the land, they got to get rid of the police. They don't belong here. Sheriff's Department got to take charge. They got police that's discovering the fraud and they stepping away from the whole force altogether.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all tied back to the banking, to the fall of the DC machine, to the grand illusion being revealed, to all of the dirty players being exposed.
Mm-hmm.
We all got to come out. And now we're on the verge of it. We're looking to see it pop any second now. So every incident is another contraction in the labor pains of the birth of the new reality.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so you think, what do you say to people that say, all right, well, they get rid of the individual state police and they make one United States police or United Union police? And
we supposed to be phasing them out over time. People are taught to commit crimes by government systems.
Mm-hmm.
Education system, work system, banking system. It's all designed to force you to have to be what's classified as a criminal in order to survive without being part of the system.
Mm-hmm.
That's to force you to comply to their system and their system standard. So you had to create a psychology that produces the criminal. They're about to have 700,000 inmates eligible to be released, but they're going to have to come through some kind of funneling system so you just ain't flooding the street with psychotic criminals. Right? So all that's part of the public notices that we played like 3 episodes ago, where they was going to all of the city halls and to the city councils and telling them, about the unconstitutional way that they was prosecuting people. It violated what's clearly written in the Constitution, violation of the state decisis rule, which means once it's been decided that that's the rule. So they got a lot of different things that's moving in real time, a lot of moving parts. So it's hard to keep track. Now we also got 3i Atlas things. It's accelerating, so it's every time they say was November, late November, then mid-November, now it's in October. And at the rate that is moving, depending on the atmosphere of space that is going through at the time, it could warp further ahead in increments and be here even sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not the only one. They got multiple of them coming in, and they've been tracking through Doppler a giant mothership that's been hovering in the sky all around the world. It's been going around the world checking everybody out, hiding behind clouds.
Hey, so
remember that scroll, Mystery Clouds?
Yeah, Mystery Clouds. About the Malkazi York. Hey, this is a question. This is another question I got for you, dealing with tying around with you talking about the money now. I looked it up, man. It's a new statue, like a gold statue. I think it's in front of the Capitol building of Trump. Now, I thought it was AI or something at first, but I looked it up and I think CNN reporting it, and I'm still looking into it. But what do you think about it's Trump? I wish I had a picture of it, but it's Trump holding I know they're gonna chop me up trying to pull it up, but Trump holding a Bitcoin, right? Have y'all? Hey, drop it in the chat. Y'all seen that new statue of Trump? It's like a gold statue of Trump in front of the I think it's the Capitol building, holding a gold Bitcoin. What is the symbolism of that? Is Trump gonna be the last president and become a dictator? And say, found like.
No. You gotta remember that the changing of the guard is taking place in Raven Rock, Colorado, under military supervision.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. So Trump don't really have no say-so over the military other than activate the protocol.
Mm-hmm.
He activated the protocol, right? And then they established a sting operation, which they called the Biden presidency.
Mm-hmm.
They caught everybody they needed to catch.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you had to have a way to discover who was involved, what they was doing, why they done it. You got to be able to give a proper accounting back, or your purpose is not fulfilled because you're supposed to make it clear.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they bring it out, whoever don't make it clear where you can understand what was taking place, the ones that don't take it clear is the ones that's the problem. They won't be able to see the correct side of the coin ever. So when the casting the person in gold is a ceremonial rite of the Anunnaki, that's where it originated from. To establish a leader in gold is to give him the highest Anunnaki honor on earth. He worth his weight in gold is the metaphorical meaning. It only be worth his weight in gold if we go back to the gold standard. Otherwise, he's only worth his weight in fiat. So in order to be worth your weight in gold, gold has to be the dominant financial instrument to give value to who you are and the work you did. So it's made a statue of him in gold. In occult, they tell you can use substitute metals. The substitute metals for gold is what they call burnished brass, where you heat it up and polish it and it shine like gold. Polished copper, because when polished copper is shined up, it looked like dark gold. Right, so those become substitutes. And then depending on what type of magic, you could use something called pyrite or fool's gold. It's not gold, but you can ritualistically use it as a gold substitute because it carries a certain frequencies of the color in the molecular structure where it can be substituted etherically in the magical ceremony.
What do you say to those? Because that people that feel like that statue of Trump being, somebody said it's on 3rd Street. Shout out to the brother or sister that put it in the chat, says on 3rd Street. I think it's DC. What do you say to? Because that sounds like some Saddam Hussein or some Kim Jong Un junk. While you president, you erect a statue of yourself. Like, are you saying the Anunnakis told them to put that there? Like, but like I'm saying, it looked like some Saddam Hussein stuff to me, like a dictator. Like I'm like Iran.
If it's gonna be a dictator over here, it's gonna be a chief. You had to use a colonizer to overthrow the colonizers. Because if we would have did it, they would have knew we was coming and slit our throat. This sounded ritual. But since he did it, they slit somebody else's throat with a high-powered rifle. Pay attention. Throat chakra. Shut it down, shut them up. Right? Now all the heat directed toward Clinton Bowling.
Go ahead. I thought you was finished talking. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you was finished talking.
Yeah, they'll say all of the heat, the Charlie Kirk heat from the fall on Candace Owens, because she's spilling the beans of what Charlie discovered. Now remember, in Charlie's Angels, Charlie wasn't seen, but he was able to talk over the phone to the angels.
Charlie's Angels. Now, based on I did a whole bunch of research. I've been doing the background check on that Charlie Kirk assassination. To me, it's possible that they could have really shot him, but it wasn't the guy on the roof. It could have been the guy standing with had his arm under. It was a guy in the crowd that had a white shirt on. He shot some, and they got if when his shirt lift up, it looked like he got shot from the side instead of the front. What I think is they shot him from the side. This is a possibility that he could have got shot and got shot from the side, but they AI doctored the video so it looked like he gets shot from the front. Or it could have been all staged where it had blood bag. So many things angles I've seen on it. But all I know is something ain't right about it. Something ain't right about that hit. Like it ain't it's like something getting covered up. Then they saw a dude messing with the camera right after he got shot and they got his body up. Somebody removing the camera, and then they saying it's this dude they caught. So it's like it's just all. But like matter of fact, Roy, while we right here, I'm gonna play this clip, and then you tell me what you think. It is based on what we're talking about now.
We're gonna play Jordan Maxwell next. But look,
that's what I'm talking about. Maxwell.
Yeah, it's okay now. Remember, I already told you the first thing I heard when I heard he got shot was look up Captain Kirk. Right. Then we went over his birthday and the connection of the numbers. Right. Now we're going to go through the connection through the meaning of the name. Yeah. So when he going over the meaning of the name Church Kirk, right, he's going into that, but that becomes relevant because we're looking at how they pass code. One of the things he said, if you don't learn how to read their code, you won't know what they're doing.
Right. Hit that like, y'all. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Tell them we live with Pontiac, man.
So, by knowing the meaning of the name, and he went straight to the good ship Enterprise. The Enterprise is the business endeavor, right? Mm-hmm. And the business endeavor was controlled by the Bakers. Now, notice he said that the word is a Scottish word. Mm-hmm. That means it's controlled by the Scottish Rite. Scottish Rite Freemasons go up to 32 degrees and then they get an honorary 1 1/3. Mm-hmm. But when he said that the other guy was brought up to 3, right? The 3 is the 3 degrees in New York Rite, Inner Apprentice, Fellow Craft, and Master Mason. Mm-hmm. Right? So then the master is exposing the Scottish Rite is what the code is translating in the common language. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's been spoken because we had to slit his throat. We used the projectile weapon. Right? Because the projectile weapon is the weapon of war. That's why he flipped the M over to the W, the 13 to the 23. Right? And the 13 is the Queen Mother. The 23 is the one who takes flight. Pattern on the code from Jordan is a Chicago knot. Air Jordan, number 23. 2 3s, that's 33 on a master flip, right? Because he's telling you it's a master on the 3rd degree York Rite that's flipping out the 32 degree Scottish Rite. So they're going off Jordan Maxwell, and Jordan Maxwell was a high-ranked self-educated scholar. And he was influenced by members of his family that was exposed to occult and to military grade intelligence. Right? So he was able to draw from them resources in order to put the puzzle together to help explain to us what we see. right? So we got an eclipse coming up, but when I think it's Jupiter goes retrograde, because Jupiter is the gift giver,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is, yeah, Jupiter. When Jupiter go retrograde, that's the big payback. To go retrograde about mid October to mid November, somewhere up in there. This how you know something's going to take place over these upcoming weeks. That's going to be huge because the energy alignments, not to mention what's been going on with the solar flares and the Schumann resonance, right? So when you looking at all this stuff converging, you can see the tremors as the earth shakes loose from the slumber of the sleep age or the Kali Yuga, the nuclear winter, the hibernation period, the resurrection period. It's all the same.
All right, Raw. You finished? You finished?
Yeah, you got another one?
All right. All right. So like this next video I'm gonna play. I got a question to go with it, but I'm gonna play the video first. Then I'm gonna ask the question. And this right here is another play out of once. I've been studying the Elite Playbook for like the last couple of days, and one of the key components that they said that they love, a key component they said they love was voluntary compliance. And I said, dang it, voluntary compliance. That sounds like an oxymoron, like some creepy. That sounds real creepy. Like they want you to voluntary compliance. Could you break down? Because they say we volunteer to do all this, to pay taxes. We volunteer our kids to they slaughterhouse. We volunteer everything. Volunteer compliance, like you all do it. You should do it. Everybody's doing it. Why don't you want to do it? You know? Could you break that down? Voluntary compliance.
That's that go along and get along. So I mean the same thing. Go along and get along. That means you don't want to upset the process because you get comfortable living in it. Right? You might know that it's effed up for everybody else, but you one of the few that benefit from being able to navigate the system. Right? But rather than risk your comfort for the improvement of the comfort of everybody, right? You hold on to your comfort and be like, the hell with everybody else. I'm good. I got a good life, right? But some people now wired a way by which they can live in comfort